Nova Beekman was a college student living in Palm Springs, California. She traveled to California all the way from Louisiana when she got accepted to the BII University last year. She stayed at the college dormitory and was making it through every day on her tight budget. But Nova was a fun-loving, rather crazy young woman. If she had $10 to spare, she'd spend it on doing something fun than on saving it for the future. Nova always had one thing in mind, and that was how to make life enjoyable. A few bunked classes, some late nights out with friends, and some crazy trips to exotic bars and restaurants were just the usual in Nova's busy college life. Nova Beekman was an average student. She barely got through the semester with grades that were just above the minimum passing score. Sometimes it made Nova a bit worried. But then, after measuring out the pros and cons, she always settled on the fact that she would never get these years of her life back. When she's young and strong and beautiful, she obviously wasn't going to go bungee jumping and date hot guys when she's 60, wrinkly, and walking with a cane. Nova's roommate had recently moved out of the dorm. Within a few days, the dorm supervisor let Nova know that a young woman had come from abroad. Nova was coming to her dorm room from the university when she saw her door open, and a few eccentric-looking boxes, or rather trunks, out in the hallway. She stepped inside and found a girl unpacking a strange clay vase from one of the trunks. The girl sensed someone entered the room and looked around. By the look on her face, Nova could tell the girl probably felt a little nervous and shy about the new place. She remembered the supervisor told her she was a foreigner. Nova gave a big smile and rushed forward. "Hey, I'm your roommate. You're going to love it here. The university's great, the professors are awesome, and you'll make a lot of friends here. Look, you have one already. I'm Nova Beekman. What's your name?" Nova stretched out her hand and looked at the girl, who had a rather shocked look on her face. But then she smiled and said, "My name is Sarilda Akila Hamisi Khalidya Karazon." Nova let out a nervous chuckle. I'm sorry, what's that again? Could you please repeat that one more time?" "You can call me Adele." "All right then, Adele. Your things are so cool. I took sociology. I'm an expert on different cultures. So where are you from?" "Really? You're an expert. So why don't you guess where I'm from?" Over the days that Nova and Adele lived together, they became good friends, although Adele was in some ways a total opposite of Nova. Nova was the type of girl your parents told you to stay away from, and Adele was the type of girl that your parents wished they had instead of you. Adele was nice, quiet, she always spoke in decent terms in a low, polite voice. She was dedicated to her studies and prioritized her long-term goals over silly cheap thrills, unlike Nova. Adele was also quite attractive. She took a lot of care of herself, but in the most strangest ways. Nova's morning routine was hopping out of the shower, getting ready, shaking off her short hair, and going out the door. Adele, however, always had her special rituals and traditions. When Nova spent the day off in her dorm room, she watched Adele take out exotic powders, mixtures, grinds, and scents, and apply them on her hair and skin. "What is that, Adele?" "This? I brought this from my country. It's made from a special tree that's native to my land. It's called the Wifila tree. My people say the tree is home to the source of eternal beauty, and whoever feeds from it can reach that ultimate source. This is a mixture from the fruits, leaves, and bark of that tree. You would be amazed if you saw my grandmother. Sometimes I even tell her she looks younger than me." "What? That's crazy. Did you bring all these cool pots from your land too? Come on, tell me, where are you from?" Adele giggled and walked towards the bathroom, an exotic land full of riches and delights. "Wait, where are you going? You didn't tell me where." "Oh, I know. You're from the land of the ancient exotic spices." "Nope, not India." Nova furrowed her brows and watched Adele lock the bathroom door. She looked at the strangely designed pots and the grinded up leaves and chipped twigs inside. Nova bent over and took a sniff. She was amazed how mesmerizing the aroma was. What in the world was this? Adele also had a few other peculiar rituals that she maintained every night. Right before she went to bed, Nova noticed Adele would go out to the balcony with the weird-looking conch shell she had. Nova overlooked it at first until she heard Adele talking out on the balcony. Who was she talking to? All by herself? One night, Nova even thought she saw Adele talking into the conch as if it were a phone. "Who are you talking to, Adele?" "Huh? Oh, it's no one. I was just feeling a little homesick. I miss my family. I don't think I'll be able to visit them this summer. Traveling back to my land is pretty difficult." "Don't worry, we can spend the summer together. I'll be staying in California too." "But really, Adele, tell me, where are you from?" "From the land of the sea and the sun." "Oh, I got it. You mean the Caribbean islands." Adele shook her head and returned inside. Nova and Adele slept in a bunk bed. Nova had the upper bunk and Adele had the lower bunk. Every night, Adele always brought some warm water in one of her special crystal glass bowls and squeezed in a slice of lemon and a spoon of honey. But Adele didn't drink it. She kept it by the windowsill. "Adele, why do you put that there every night?" "It's a small tradition of my people. There's a legend that goes on in my land about a bird. But the bird isn't just any kind of bird. Its beak is made of gold, its eyes are actual crystal emeralds. The bird only drinks from the river of rhinestones that flows through the middle of my town. I've tasted the water of Rhinestone River myself, and I've tried many recipes to mimic the taste. This lemon and honey mixture is the closest I've gotten. My people say if the bird ever happens to accept drink from anyone else, that person will be blessed with fortune." This is just a folktale, right? And river water that tastes like lemon honey water, and a bird that has crystal eyes? Adele, where are you from? "From the land of mysteries and hidden treasures." "Now I got it. You're from the land of the pharaohs." "Nope, not Egypt." "Then where are you from?" Adele laughed. "You would love it there. Maybe one day I'll take you. It's a long journey though. We can only get so far by plane. We'll have to swim the rest of the way there." "Why would we swim? We can just take a boat or a ferry." "I'm just worried if you'll be able to take the adventure. Have you ever traveled out of the USA?" "No, not really." Nova found Adele quite interesting. The stories she shared about her country were so strange and bizarre. But what was annoying was that Adele never actually told her where she was from. Nova had guessed numerous countries: Egypt, India, China, the Middle East, Australia, Africa. But Adele only laughed and gave another one of her mysterious remarks. It had been a week since Adele moved in, and this weekend Nova decided to spend the 2 days off with her. Nova liked tinkering with Adele's weird tools and gadgets. Adele had a cool flute, whistle type of thing, the like of which Nova had never seen before. To be honest, it looked like a carved-out elephant tusk, except it was too small to be that of an elephant. Then there was the conch shell that had unusual markings on its back. Adele said she found it near a lagoon back in her country. Nova was amazed when she put her ear to it. It was like she could hear not only the splashing waves, but the calls of exotic birds, and sometimes she even thought she heard people talking in the background. Nova spent the day fiddling with Adele's things while Adele got up to turn on the TV. Unfortunately, something happened to the TV remote. It hadn't been working for some time now. Nova and Adele crawled into their bunks as they watched the late-night show. Nova soon started to get drowsy, but she was too lazy to climb down and turn off the TV. It was all the way across the room. "Adele, can you turn off the TV? I'm falling asleep." "All right, I'm watching something. I'll turn it off in a while." Nova could hear Adele giggling as she watched the host share stupid jokes. The background noise of the TV was actually somewhat relaxing. It strangely worked as a sleeping aid. After a while, Adele called out from the lower bunk. "Nova, have you fallen asleep?" Nova didn't reply. Adele poked her head out of the bunk and saw Nova tucked in her blankets. She was probably sleeping. It was safe now. Adele stretched her hand to the TV to turn off the power button. What she didn't realize was that Nova was still awake. She had drifted off for a while, but then she woke up to a noise. That's when Nova saw something that made her jaws drop. Adele stretched her hand across the entire room, all the way to the TV. Her long arm measured 10 feet. Nova was horrified. She jumped up from her bunk and screamed out in fear. The next morning, other students and the dorm supervisor were huddled around Nova. The windows in her room were banging open and shut, and the curtains were fluttering in the wind. Adele was nowhere to be found. "Get some water, she's waking up." "Nova, what happened? Where's Adele?" I don't know." Nova could never forget the days she spent with Adele. At first, she couldn't understand why it was Adele never told her where she was from. Her things were so weird and out of this world. Her stories were so unreal. Nova remembered numerous occasions when she saw Adele do things that had no explanation. Like how it always felt like she was at two places at once. Nova was sure Adele was in the bathroom. She was knocking on the door for 10 minutes straight, waiting to go herself. At a time like this, Adele walked out of the balcony. But Nova saw her go in the bathroom. It was a single room. How could this be? Then there was the weird talks. Was that conch a telephone for real? And that night, the long, freaky limbs. Nova had no doubt she was living with something, not someone. Adele wasn't a normal human being. There was something about her, about the land she came from. Click on the subscribe button and check out more awesome videos on our channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon because you know it's interesting.